Well, usually when we're talking about Norwegians at Manchester United, look no further than the prolific manager himself, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But that could possibly change in the near future. And that's why we brought in this man, Rob Dawson, in self-isolation in the comforts of his own home. And just judging by his background, you know he's the right person to go to on this, Rob. And I'm talking about Erling Haaland because, let's be honest, who wouldn't want this youngster's signature? I don't think we could, name probably 5 clubs that might not even at least take the gamble on him. He's such a star, linked with Man United, also linked with Real Madrid as well. You're writing about it, so what's the latest?
Well, you've said it yourself there, that he's become one of the most sought-after centre-forwards in the world at just 19 years old, which is incredible, really, given his rise. Everyone will know that he swapped Salzburg for Borussia Dortmund in January. United made no secret of their interest in January, but Haaland decided that Dortmund was a better fit for him at the time. The interesting thing about that deal, though, is that his representatives made sure there was a release clause in that deal, which means that if a team were to meet that in the summer, that he would have the freedom to go and talk to them. Real Madrid are interested. They've got goal-scoring issues that they think that Haaland might be able to solve. But United's interest hasn't gone away. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer knows him very well from their time together at Molde. He knows his father very well, who used to play for Leeds. So if there was a situation that arose where Haaland wanted to leave Dortmund in the summer or was looking to leave, United would be very much interested still, even though Haaland turned them down in January.
And just speaking now, like you said, because you listed it, has anything that you've heard changed? Because I remember certain comments from Haaland's father saying that, it was going to take a bit more than just the manager who wanted it. It had to be the whole entire club. And he felt like that's what it was at Dortmund over Man United. But as you were saying, it seems like why wouldn't the entire club, want this youngster? And so has anything changed now?
Well, no, I mean, and that's probably key. Nothing has changed. He hasn't burnt any bridges with Man United. Obviously, there were some discussions about possibly going there. Sometimes teams, when they get to that stage with a player and the player moves somewhere else, the team move on as well. But that isn't the case with Erling Braut Haaland. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer needs a centre forward. He's looking for an out-and-out centre forward in the summer. Someone in the mould of Odeon Ighalo. Maybe it will be Odeon Ighalo because he's done so well. Maybe it'll be Harry Kane, but Haaland fits that bill as well, and it's an area of the squad that Solskjaer is very, very keen to strengthen. And if you're looking around Europe for the best strikers, the best young strikers who fit that bill, Haaland is one of them, and that's why Man United are still interested.
Now, you hear footballers say this all the time, at least, that growing up, just anybody wanted to be a professional footballer. At some point, they want to play for the likes of Real Madrid. And the same could be said for Manchester United, albeit they are in a different situation, I suppose, right now in terms of form and whatnot. So what's going to give United the edge on this one? Are you feeling, or is Real Madrid just eventually going to be too big of a draw to really turn down?
I mean, that is an issue. You see it time and time again that when Real Madrid come calling, players find that very, very difficult to turn down because it's Real Madrid, because they're one of the biggest clubs in the world, because they compete for the Champions League every year. And if it was a two-way battle between Real Madrid and Man United, there is a chance that he would pick Real Madrid. I think United can boost their chances by qualifying for the Champions League. I think that is key. Haaland is used to now playing Champions League football. He is a Champions League level striker. And once his season restarts, when it restarts, if it restarts, United still have work to do to qualify for next season's Champions League. Another issue is Jadon Sancho's future. United are again very interested in him, another Dortmund player. Dortmund are a club who are used to selling their star players. But whether they're going to want to lose 2 players in the same summer, that's hard to see. If there's a situation that arises where Jadon Sancho decides that he wants to leave and he ends up going to Man United, it's possible that Haaland will stay at Dortmund for another year, possibly another 2 years. I think eventually, though, Haaland will move on, whether it's this summer or in the future. And again, once that decision is made, once he decides he wants to go, United will be very, very interested.
And then finally now, because you mentioned Ighalo, who has fit in so well at Man United and has, been getting on the score sheet, which is what was needed, especially given the absence of Marcus Rashford. You also hinted at Harry Kane, which we know that rumor has always been floating around. And just the other day, he kind of hinted that he could consider a life away from Tottenham. And then again, back to Haaland. Who do you think would be the best fit for United at the moment and with the whole rebuilding process now?
I mean, in terms of the rebuild that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has instigated at Old Trafford, you'd have to say that Haaland is the right man. He fits the bill of a young player, a player that they feel they can get in and develop You know, we've seen that a lot with the signings that have already been made, the likes of Daniel James, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. It's the reason they're being heavily linked with Jadon Sancho. They are looking to target these young players between the ages of about 18 and 23, players that they think they can get in a little bit possibly cheaper than maybe if they were 27, 28, and develop them themselves and turn them into superstars themselves. Obviously, Harry Kane is already an established centre forward, one of the best in the world, but you have to pay for that. Ighalo has started particularly well, but in terms of age profile and longevity of his career at Man United, it doesn't really fit the bill. It may be a case that they have to sign Ighalo for a year and wait until further down the line until they can get their centre forward in that they want. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is desperate for that type of centre forward. They've got Anthony Martial, who has filled it in admirably this season. He's scored a lot of goals with his pace and his movement, but they need someone who is a bit more like a target man, a bit more of a central focal point for the attack. And that's why these type of players are being linked with Man United.
Sounds like a no-brainer, but I suppose easier said than done, especially with all the uncertainties facing the league and the transfer window now. But Rob Dawson, always an absolute pleasure. We know that you've written about this as well, so everyone definitely go and read that article, which might have a bit more details. And here we'll continue tracking this story right here on ESPN. Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.